Hello and welcome to the show. Just Hit Square here. This is actually a video 3 on teamwork, and I'm actually going to be going over skills and talents, what each one should be running. As I told you in the other videos, I do feel like 2 DPS, one skill build that is straight damage, and a skill build that is pretty much support role, healing your team and things like that. That's what you need. Tanks are out of the question. There's not really any tanks anymore, so why have them? All right, so let's get into this. And these, like I've told you before, every player should benefit the team in one way or another. And here is how it happens. All right, so we'll go for the 2 DPS and try to go over a situation to tell you about this. The 2 DPS, honestly, the booster shot would be the best for those guys. And I recommend the booster shot pretty much for any build, any situation. It is just too valuable to not use. And you do not just spray it on yourself. You want to spray the floor. That is a way the DPS actually can help the group, is spray it on the floor and we all run through it and they let us know that they have done that. Therefore, we can get the benefit that they're getting off of it. And with you having low skill on a DPS, which a DPS usually 95% of the time is only going to be specking in firearms and stamina and not worried about skill power because they want the other two very high, mainly firearms. That way they can put down the enemy quick. So you may not get much out of this as you would differently on other situations and things like this. But this is your best bang for your buck on your skills using the booster shot. And it helps your team. Now, that is going to be your way of helping your team. You can go over and look at Pulse, and Pulse actually on Tactical Scanner is going to help you and your team. It's going to rank up those percentages on chance and damage on your criticals, and that way you and your team can actually hit harder, when they do hit, or have a more of a chance to hit harder. Now, I recommend that for actually skills as far as a DPS. Now, sometimes they're going to run other stuff, but I do recommend that. Now, if you have low skill and you're just actually wanting to use skills that don't require a lot of skill power to have and actually to work really good, you could go over here and use the flashbang, and you could also use your gas charge right here. This is good. And you could use, you can shock them, or you can put them on fire. All of those works very well, with skill or non-skill builds. People that don't have much skills, they work very good. You don't have to have a ton to actually get them to work right. Now, your talents. Now, depending on what gear set you run, it's going to depend on your talents. But usually, one or two can fluctuate most of the time. Now, I recommend Battle Buddy and Combat Medic to be the two that stays if you're in the team. Now, usually, if you are a DPS, you're like on the move, or you're doing one is none. One is none, headshot a hostile to have a 50% chance of not consuming the bullet, and kill a hostile while moving to reduce incoming damage by 30% for 10 seconds is on the move. Now, some, if not all, talents is actually getting nerfed. They're actually in 1.6, they're going to do it, but I do believe that most of these will still be a valuable thing to do. Now, if you go in and you talk about your skill build that actually is going to push damage out, and they're going to help the team, but they're not going to do it as much as you would think. They're actually there to knock down the enemy just like a DPS is, but they're going to be also trying to help your team. Now, they're going to have quite a bit of skill, because they're going to sacrifice their firearms for a ton of skill, and more than likely, if you are just wanting to really build a badass skill power, you're not going to worry about your toughness, you're going to push all you can in that skill power. You're going to be really flimsy. You're going to be able to get killed quick, but you can afford to run it that way if you're with a good skill build support role, which I will tell you in a moment. Now, know your limits to what you can do. As I've told you in my skill build video, they are a liability, but when you're in a team play, they can be very valuable, these skill builds that's very high ends. So, I'd recommend booster shot. Like I said, every build is booster shot. And then the best thing right now, the meta right now is actually cluster. Okay? It just is Seeker Mind Cluster. It's the meta for the skill builds right now. So use it while you can, because it's fixing to get nerfed. And your talents over here, like I said, Battle Buddy and Combat Medic is guaranteed to be the ones you stick with. The other two can be changed around. But I would just say, hey, use Adrenaline, for one of yours. And then if you're running Seeker, use Chain Reaction. Damage multiple hostiles with an explosion to apply 20% more damage from the blast. Now, as I said, your booster shot, spray it on the floor. Don't be an ass. Let everybody use it. All right? Now, straight up skill, really high skill, just like your skill build for damage, but this one is going to be support. Now, I would recommend you could do whatever you want, but booster shots are always going to be on top of my list, but you could actually do overdose, because all your other people is more likely to be running boosters, so why not shoot overdose on the floor? There you go. You get it all right there. Overdose, booster. Now, you want to run a support station. You want to do the life support one, because it will revive you anywhere in that green that you go. Now, you can run the other ones, but they're only going to revive you if you're on top of the damn box, pretty much. Plus, you can look, the revive time on the others is 5, and the one on life support is 3. And don't look at my range or healing rate, because those got mods in this build right here to make them more. But your healing rate will be higher on this. Not your range, but the healing rate will be higher on your revival compared to all the others. Now, like I said, booster, support station, and you want to run life support. Now, going into the talents, the way I like to run things is actually going over here to, I like Adrenaline. I really do, because that's going to heal you regardless. It's going to help you. And, Battle Buddy. And some people use Critical Save, use a med kit during low health to increase damage resistance by 40% for 10 seconds. Now, there goes another thing. You have high skill. Maybe you don't got a lot of toughness. This is going to help. And then, Combat Medic. It's just very good. So, guys, that's what I recommend. This has been your third video on teamwork, and I will be doing actually more of these, but they'll probably be actually showing you the teamwork, and I will be doing some HVT soon to actually try to show you guys a little bit about that, and going into the DZ and actually showing you what teamwork is about in there. Now, guys, as usual, if like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys, and have an awesome day. Bye now.